This is my breaker box. This is a whole house surge suppression, which is NEC, National Electrical Code from something around 2021. You can add one yourself. This particular unit has a PON plug on neutral, so there's no you have your two spare breakers. You can hopefully plug this in fairly easily. This is the model number here, the BRP SURGE from Eaton. This is type 2 SPD AC power protection. Over here is the ground bus bar. All the ground wires from the outlets are double tap. Well, most of them are. 2 ground wires on each set screw. By default, this ground bus bar and the breaker box, this ground bus bar is bolted to the metal breaker box. Over here is the neutral bus bar. Here's the ground wire that goes to the ground rod. It's attached to the neutral bus bar. Most of the wires from return go back to the breakers. The hot out of the breaker, out to the load, white back into the breaker for the return. The neutral bus bar, by default, the neutral bus bar, as per NEC code, is insulated from the breaker panel. So by default, the ground bus bar does not touch, is not connected to the neutral bus bar. So the ground wires at first do not connect to the ground rod wire here going to the ground rod. To fix that and to have a single point connection for the ground bus bar and the neutral bus bar for all the neutral wires is the green bonding screw. There's even a sticker here inside of the breaker panel. As a reminder, this screw is bolted into the metal breaker box. When that is successfully performed, the neutral bus bar now touches the metal breaker box, which is now connected to the ground bus bar. The ground wires are now connected to the neutral bus bar, and so the ground wires are now connected to the grounding rod. If you use an outlet inside with surge suppression, and it is shunt surge suppression, that diverts the voltage spikes, and then the energy is always shunted to the ground wire at the outlet, which will come here, which then comes to the metal breaker box, to the green bonding screw at a single point, to the neutral bus bar, and then out the earth ground wire to the ground rod. Almost my 150 amp breaker is off right now. Notice each standard breaker is 20 amps. The wiring is 14 AWG, American wire gauge. Can handle up to 15 amps. So there's typically multiple outlets on a single breaker. There could be 8 or 12 outlets. One breaker might service all of the bedrooms. And so you get a 20 amp breaker for possibly 12 outlets. And if each outlet has 2 receptacles, well, you're looking at 24 receptacles all put on one 20 amp breaker. And so you get about, maybe 16 amps distributed across all of those outlets. A microwave oven is probably on its individual 20 amp breaker, because a microwave oven might be drawing up to 1500 plus watts to supply 1000 watts of microwave power.